Welcome to the CurvaCast. I am Jay Gibson Jimble, your host, and today is day 4 of the 12 days of January. Okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the technical difficulties yesterday. A first for everything, I guess. Yeah. Uh, it's interesting because it is once again one of those lessons, right, that just really like hone in on the principles, the concepts, the ideas that we are discussing here on the 12 days of January. So I love it. I love it. I love it. I don't love that it happened, okay? But I love that it is just a reminder of, why these things are important. But anyway, once again, I am recording this at night. I'm a little tired once again, but unlike day 2 when I was like dead to the world, I'm recording this a little bit earlier. It's 7:30 currently. I got my matcha in another one of my cute little mugs. Mugs are my jam, guys. I love me a cute mug. And I own over 250 of them. Don't tell nobody. It's crazy, I know. But I love them. I absolutely love them. But tonight, the drink of choice is matcha. And it's so yummy. I I like the ceremonial matcha, but I also just like right now I'm drinking the sweet matcha from Rishi. But I'll pick up a matcha anywhere and just make it do what I need it to do. I'm not really like I'm not a matcha snob, but I know how I like my matcha to taste. But anyway, back to yesterday. I don't know why I'm laughing. Well, I do know why I'm laughing. I'm laughing because, like I said, once again, it was a reminder um, of the principles, the concept, the ideas in effect. But that also brings us to day 4. Day 4, the concept is essentially to create what you need. And so, taking that back to yesterday, what I needed was to make sure that I put like the AE whatever lock on my phone. And I did that tonight. So, hopefully, we won't have like any, fuzziness. Yeah. But honestly, but seriously, the concept I think is such a great one because it's so like personal. It's one of those things where you have to like really deep dive and be true and honest with yourself about what it is that you need. So the goal is to create what you need to feel content. And that is obviously something that might change from day to day, week to week, from hour to hour. So, and the way that you can come up with small ways to achieve that is by asking yourself a few questions. One of the biggest questions is, do your days feel like they are your own? I know that is a huge question because that requires us to really, really tap into ourselves, be honest with ourselves, consider a lot about our lives that we may not be too happy with, like, our home life, our work life, all the things. But I think it's really important, right? Because in order to really give yourself what you need to really know what that is, right? And you need to really be honest with yourself about that. So, do your days feel like your own? Or do you just feel like you're going through the motions because you need to get through the day? And if so, what small actions do you think you could take to change that? Because to me, nothing is worse than feeling like you're going through the motions. I've definitely been there for a long time, the past couple of years. If you know anything about my YouTube, that I've revamped and started back in, I want to say August of 2024. The whole premise behind it is getting my life unstuck. And to get to that point, I had to be honest with myself and ask myself the questions, first of all, do I want to get my life unstuck? Because sometimes if we're being honest, We like being stuck, right? Being stuck means we don't have to do much work, right? We just have to just exist, get through the day. We just have to function. So I had to be honest with myself. And thankfully, the answer was yes. So, one of the ways that I started working on getting my life unstuck was sharing it, sharing the fact that my life was stuck. Like it had been stuck ever since I had COVID and thought I was going to die. Yeah. So, like I said, this can be really serious, introspective kind of concept, but I think it's vital, and it is important to figure it out. So, once you're honest with yourself and you ask yourself this simple question, do your days feel like your own? Or if you're just going through the motions, I think the very next thing is okay, if the answer is yes, what do I need to do? And keep it small. The whole goal, the whole principle behind the 12 days of January is small gifts that we give to ourselves that add up to big life changes over the course of the year. And so it could be simple things. It could be, you know what, I'm going to go back to day one. I'm going to get up an hour earlier. And in addition to doing the things that I had already said I was going to do, maybe it was meditation, stretch, workout, or what have you, I am also going to make sure that I pack my lunch. It can be simple, right? Or it can be something really big, tap into day three. I'm going to make it a priority to do A, B, C, D. It could be related to your health. It could be related to a passion project. It could be related, the ideals, the possibilities are endless, depending on the goals you have for your life. But the whole point is to tap into what those things are and be honest with yourself so that you can make these changes, right? So, if, say, for instance, your goal is to write a book and you feel like it is a huge undertaking and you feel like you're never going to do it, you could commit to yourself that you are going to get up an hour early and write for 15 minutes. That's not a lot. That's actually pretty simple, right? Just 15 minutes. That reminds me of kind of like one of my other prioritizing things that I do when I don't want to do something like clean. I use a timer for that. And so I would set a 10-minute timer where I'm cleaning, and then I would take a break, a 5-minute break. And then I would set another one. And most of the times, though, when I set my 10-minute timer, I'm getting in the groove, so I'm actually doing the thing I don't want to do for longer than 10 minutes. But the whole point is I'm committing to doing the work, but I'm also giving myself a break, right? That goes back to our conversation about the grace. Like, I'm doing this thing I don't want to do. Okay. At least I set it up for myself to have something that makes it feel a little less of a drudgery. Get it? So, just another way that all these concepts, like I said, will kind of lead into one another, back and forth, back and forth. So, for day four, the goal is to ask yourself the question: do you feel like your days are your own? Do you feel like you're spending your days in ways that enrich your life? Do you feel like you're giving yourself what you need, that you're creating the days that you need? Granted, of course, we all got to make money. Sometimes we're doing things we don't want to do. Sometimes we're doing things we love, but they still take up a big chunk of our days, right? So we have to figure out ways, once again, to utilize our rituals to give us the things that make us okay with the amount of time that we have to devote to these things, right? Like I said, even things you love or things you don't, they both require that same kind of break. So I will leave you today with an assignment. And it's just to think about the question and be honest with yourself Might be even a good time to write it down. Just take out a little piece of paper. It doesn't have to be anything fancy or serious. Write the question down and then give yourself 3 lines to answer it. Then maybe another 3 lines to answer or give yourself ideas on how you could change the way you feel about your days. Simple small actions. That's the whole goal, is simple small actions that add up over time. That's why I said, even though I call this the 12 days of January, the goal is to create these little small moments. You take these small actions that over time add up to huge impact on our lives. So that's day 4. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.